Alright, Tech Tip Thursday. Today we're working on a flavor fusion again. And I just wanted to share a couple things about this that make it a lot easier to work on, and we'll go over how to change a valve as well. So if you're servicing this piece of equipment and you're doing all your brixing, you can lift this button panel out of your way. So there's two options. You can either have it flexed forward, which there's two little pull tabs, and you can flex it forward, which gives you a little bit of space. But then also you can take these screws out right here and right here, and I'll show you what you can do after you get that done. Alright, once you have those screws out, you can easily lift this guy up. There's actually a bracket up here. Now sometimes there are some rubber bands, so you have to pull those rubber bands off. But once you get this guy out of the way, now it's hanging up here, and you have full access to all of your bands. And there's just little loops right up here that those lock into. And now you have full access to be able to service all of your valves and everything right there. Okay, so a couple things that are really helpful to know. Right here, you can see there was a screw. They're typically on newer units will have a little fork here, and that's actually for taking these valves off. Always make sure you put it back, because now it's not sitting here. These top valves are easy to swap, but these bottom valves are the ones that fork is really nice to be able to get in there and get after these. And the way these work is, if you look at the side here, say you're working on this piece of equipment and either one of your flavors is not brixing, or you have a water or a carb water that isn't working right, there's on the back side, and we'll have to go to the other side to show you, there's a little nub right there, and then you depress down on it, and then that's going to allow you to lift up on this block. Now I disconnected a product in the back. We disconnected this guy right here. So the reason I did the voltage is because I can tell what the voltage is. So voltage, say this solenoid was bad, if you had your fork you can sneak back here, but we can actually go behind here. And one thing I always do recommend is run that product, because now we're going to pull that pressure off of that line. When you pull that valve, there shouldn't be any pressure on it, but that doesn't mean we shouldn't treat it like there is pressure. And we're just going to take this guy now, and once you get back there, you're able to lift up. Okay, and now that solenoid is actually loose, and we can pull him forward. Should be able to pull him forward. And this is all touch safe. I'm going to just disconnect him. And there you go. That's how you swap out your valve. And you can see, for those who work on the Cornelius ED series equipment, you can see that it's actually just basically half of a block of an ED series unit or the UF1 valve. So if you push down on this right now though, then you will release all of that product. So that's what this block does. It travels up and down and stops that flow. Same rule applies for water, but you will notice water and product are two different colors. Those valves are not interchangeable, so you can't take a water valve and put it where a product is, or a product where a water is, but you can take a water and swap it with a carb water. That being said, over here, or actually on some of these units, if you look, like this one will not use water. So if you had a dead white valve on here and you needed one in a pinch, you could steal the water and then swap it with a carb, just to get that store back up and operational. Especially when you're talking this panel, Mountain Dew, you want to get back up and operational as much as possible. I'll take down a unit, like I'll take down a voltage and a 7-Up to get a Mountain Dew up. Okay, valve is back installed and ready to go, so we're good to go there. Hopefully this helps you out. And we'll probably talk about another piece on here, because hey, I got the whole machine taken apart, so we'll go through a couple other parts and pieces that really matter on this piece of equipment while you're servicing it.